This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, in the UAAP, National University sweeps Ateneo to secure a twice-to-beat in the Final Four. Rhiannan Iffland and Gary Hunt claim victory at Red Bull cliff diving season opener in breathtaking El Nido. Piastri storms to victory in Bahrain. Russell, Norris follow home. In Major League Baseball, King dominates in Padres sweep of Rockies. In the NBA, Harden leads the Clippers to a 124-119 overtime win over the Warriors to secure a final playoff spot. While the Grizzlies rout the Mavericks in Battle of Backups. And get to know why you do not mess around with this Letran Lady Knight, Judiel Nitura. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 14th of April. Now, here's our roundup. The National University Lady Bulldogs earned the twice-to-beat advantage in the UAAP Season 87 Women's Volleyball Final Four with a dominant 6-0 sweep of Ateneo de Manila University. The Lady Bulldogs won 25-16, 25-15, 25-21. 3-0 sweep. Bella Belen led with 16 points, 13 receptions, and 10 digs, while Eliza Solomon added 12 points and 4 digs in her comeback from an ankle sprain. The win improved National University to 11-2, and they'll close out their elimination round against the University of Santo Tomas on April 27. Coach Sherwin Meneses highlighted the team's balanced attack, with Erin Pangilinan scoring 12 points and Chami Maaya and Vanji Alinsug adding 9 each, while Lams Lamina contributed 17 excellent sets. Ateneo, suffering their 4th consecutive loss, fell to 4-9. Lian de Guzman and AC Minor led the Blue Eagles with 9 points each. ADMU will next face the University of the East in their final game on April 26. Rhiannan Iffland of Australia and Gary Hunt of France kicked off the season opener of the Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series in dominant fashion, as both ruled their divisions at the stunning Big Lagoon in Miniloc Island, El Nido, Palawan. The victory marks a return to glory in El Nido for both divers, who also took top honors when the series first touched down in the Philippines back in 2019. Iffland, an 8-time World Series champion, led the women's division with a score of 352.95, locking in yet another trophy in her already storied career.
What a way to start the season. Couldn't ask for much more than that. And on top of that, you know, this location was fantastic. And I guess in a spot like this, the experience definitely was in my corner.
Kalea Arnett of the USA finished second with 320.65, followed by Ukraine's Nelly Chukaniviska, who took third with 313.80, while Filipino-Australian Santhea Penisi finished 8th. Over on the men's side, Gary Hunt came out strong in the final rounds to clinch first place with a total of 422.10 points, besting Mexico's Jonathan Paredes, who scored 381.90, and Romania's Constantin Popovici, who ended with 381.15. The El Nido leg served as the first of only 4 stops in this year's competition. Stay tuned for more action-packed cliff diving in some of the most breathtaking spots on the planet. Moving on to Formula One, Oscar Piastri claimed a commanding win in Bahrain, marking his 50th F1 start with style and giving McLaren their first ever win in Sakhir. Starting from pole, he held off George Russell and teammate Lando Norris to take his second win of 2025. A mid-race safety car could not rattle him. Piastri restarted strong and finished 14 seconds clear. Russell took second but faces a DRS investigation. Norris fought back from a penalty to finish third, less than a second behind. Leclerc ended fourth, followed by Hamilton in fifth. Verstappen finished 6th after pit troubles. Gasly and Ocon scored for Alpine. Antonelli just missed out. Sainz retired after a collision with Tsunoda. In the final laps, Piastri managed the gap effortlessly as Norris piled pressure on Russell, and the rest of the grid settled into position. The checkered flag brought not just victory but a clear message. Oscar Piastri and McLaren are here in true fighting form in 2025. Michael King shuts down Colorado to complete series sweep in Major League Baseball action. King delivered a masterful two-hit shutout with 9 strikeouts, leading the San Diego Padres to a 6-0 victory over the Colorado Rockies. The win completed a 3-game sweep at Petco Park, making history as the first time San Diego has ever shut out an opponent in every game of a series. King's performance came after the Padres jumped to a 4-0 lead in the first inning, with contributions from newcomers Oscar Gonzalez, Yuli Gurriel, and Jose Iglesias. San Diego improved to 10-0 at home this season, maintaining the best record in Major League Baseball. In the NBA, James Harden shined with 39 points as the Los Angeles Clippers outlasted the Golden State Warriors in a dramatic 124-119 overtime victory, clinching the final playoff spot on the last day of the NBA regular season. Harden's victory performance helped the Clippers secure the 5th seed in the Western Conference, setting the stage for a first-round matchup against the Denver Nuggets. The 35-year-old veteran scored 2 back-to-back crucial three-pointers in overtime, playing a key role in a game that saw the lead swing 23 times. Kawhi Leonard added 22 points and 8 rebounds, while Russell Westbrook chipped in 14 points off the bench to fuel the Clippers' comeback. Stephen Curry led the Warriors with 32 points, but Golden State couldn't hold off the Clippers' late surge in a game that featured 23 lead changes. With the loss, the Warriors now face a play-in tournament battle to secure their playoff spot. Meanwhile, Lamar Stevens, Marvin Bagley III, Cam Spencer, and Jay Huff combined for a whopping 101 points to lead the Memphis Grizzlies to a commanding 132-97 win over the Dallas Mavericks. With both teams resting most of their starters ahead of the play-in tournament, it was Memphis' reserves who stole the show. Stevens dropped 31 points and 6 rebounds. Bagley posted a double-double with 25 points and 12 boards. Spencer added 23 points and 7 assists, while Huff finished strong with 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 blocks. The Grizzlies took control early, building a double-digit lead by the end of the first quarter and never looked back. Memphis, led by 13 at halftime, stretched the advantage to 29 after 3 and eventually led by as many as 41 in the fourth. Yuki Kawamura provided a crowd-pleasing boost off the bench, scoring a career-high 12 points, including a rare 4-point play to highlight a 17-5 third-quarter run. Daniel Gafford led Dallas with 20 points and 7 rebounds. Jaden Hardy added 17, while Max Christie chipped in 14. The Grizzlies will face Golden State as the West's 8th seed in the 7 versus 8 game, while Dallas prepares for a 9 versus 10 showdown with Sacramento. And here are other results from around the NBA. And now here's your daily dose of sports lingo. What do you call a powerful spike in volleyball that ends the rally and earns an instant point? It's called a kill, one of the most electrifying moves in the game of volleyball. A kill happens when a player successfully strikes the ball to the opponent's court in such a way that it cannot be returned, resulting in an immediate score. Kills are usually delivered with precision, power, and perfect timing, often used by outside hitters or opposite spikers to finish a play. For example, when a player jumps high above the net and slams the ball into the back row of the opponent's court, leaving defenders no chance to react. That's a classic kill. In every match, a kill is a game changer that ignites the crowd and swings the momentum. Volleyball isn't just a game of volleys, it's a game of kills. Now it's time for our off-court buzzer. Back to Formula One. So, Lando Norris literally sprinted down the middle of the Bahrain track because the national anthem was about to start at the 2025 Bahrain Grand Prix. And just as a reporter tries to grab a quick word, Lando tosses back a classic.
Lando, we'll just give him a quick wave. Hello, Lando. You've got 20 seconds. 20 seconds. No fine for me. All right.
No fine for me, Lando said. Now, if you missed it, this is all after Carlos Sainz got slapped with an FIA fine for missing the anthem. The reason, a mid-grid bathroom break. Totally reasonable. Still cost him though. So now we've got F1 drivers treating the anthem like it's a pre-race checkpoint. And Lando, well, he beat the buzzer. Congrats. Then he goes out and backs it up with a podium finish, P3 in Bahrain. No fine, podium champagne, and that's a win in every column. And that is our roundup for tonight, the 14th of April. Up next, get to know why Judiel Nitura is the Letran Lady Knights' fiercest warrior. When we return, right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. She is one of 3 siblings carving out their destiny in sports. And when it comes to possessing that fighting spirit, you can say that it runs in the family. And in a bench full of talent, here's Judiel Nitura, the Letran Lady Knights' fiercest warrior. Isa sa mga pinakapopular na pangalan ngayon sa larangan ng collegiate sports ay ang pangalang Nitura. And today on The Scorecard, kasama natin ang isa sa mga pinakamagaling na manlalaro, one of the top scorers ng NCAA Season 100 opposite spiker ng Letran Lady Knights, Judiel Nitura. Judiel, thank you so much and welcome to The Scorecard. At salamat din pala sa pag-welcome sa akin dito sa Letran. Kamusta ka naman?
Okay lang po. Thank you din po sa pag-invite sa amin.
Okay. Last year, nakilala ka bilang stare-down queen ng NCAA. Saan mo ba nakukuha yung tapang mo at angas mo sa volleyball court?
Siguro nasa sarili ko na rin po yung pagiging matapang kasi pinalaki rin kami ng mother namin na and yung daddy namin na hindi dapat nagpapatalo, lalo kapag tama. And kaya lang naman din ako pumatol sa mga nakalaban namin is naunahan kami ng yabang sa kanila. So, ayoko nang ginagalaw yung teammates ko. So, hanggat kaya kong labanan sila, ako yung lalaban para sa kanila if ayaw na lalabanan.
Sinabi ko nga kanina, ang pangalang Nitura ngayon, ang isa sa mga pinakapopular na pangalan, lalo na sa level ng collegiate sports bilang student athletes. Marcus Nitura, dating player ng Perpetual, ngayon nasa Mapua. Shaina Nitura, isa sa mga top rookies ngayon ng UAAP at syempre ikaw, Judiel Nitura, gumagawa ng sariling pangalan dito sa Letran. Ilan ba kayong magkakapatid at lahat ba kayo mahilig sa sports? Paano ba nagsimula ang lahat?
6 po kami magkakapatid. 3 boys and 3 girls. Yung tagtatlo po kami, puro lahat po kami athlete. Simula nang naglalaro po kami, parang sa amin na po talaga eh. Nasa dugo na namin kasi athlete yung father namin. Hindi rin kami parang pinush ng kahit sino or parents namin na, o sige, ano mo yan? Kahit parang hindi naman sila yung talagang pumitpit sa amin na, parang, sige, gawin mo yan kahit di mo gusto. Nasa amin na po talaga na gawin yung gusto namin gawin na sports. And dun kami parang mas nag-i-eager na mag-excel lalo. Kasi ginugusto namin kung anong ginagawa namin lahat.
Pang-ilan ka ba sa 6 na magkakapatid?
Pang-4 po.
Pang-4 ka. Si Cyrus?
Pang-3 po.
Si Shaina naman?
Si Shaina po yung pang-5.
Pang-5. Okay. Bilang magkakapatid na Nitura na magaling sa lahat ng sports, volleyball at basketball. Paano nyo ba minomotivate yung sarili nyo?
Sobrang saya po and nakaka-proud din po kasi nagagawa po namin yung bagay na dati lang namin pinapangarap. And yun, nagpe-payback naman lahat kasi pinaghihirapan namin ng sobra. And sabi nga ng mother namin lagi, kung hindi ka magbibigay ng effort sa training and kung saang bagay, hindi mo makukuha kung nasaan ka man ngayon. So yun lang lagi pinangugutan namin and yung father namin na wala na din.
Judiel, kwentuhan man kami, paano ka napunta dito sa Letran?
Nakita lang po ko ni Coach Mike sa sa ODL. Kasi po, galing po ako Adamson.
Okay.
Mag-stay sana ako doon. Kaya lang, nung time na naglaro ako sa ODL,
Ano yung ODL?
One Day League.
One Day League?
One Day League po. Ibig sabihin
Saan yun?
Hindi ko na po tanda. Pero kasama po yung Letran doon sa ODL na yon, which is
Okay.
kung saan ako nakita ni Coach Mike.
Wow.
After nung nakita po ako ni Coach Rene, sinabi niya po agad kay Coach Mike na parang may player dito na ganon. Tapos doon na po niya ako nilapitan, kinausap kung paano mangyayari. Hanggang sa si Mama na yung niligawan niya.
Okay. So lumalabas pala, isang araw lang yung kinailangan mo para mapabilib yung coach. Ganon. Ano ba ginawa mo nung One Day League na yun?
Kalaban ko po yung Letran.
Talaga?
Kalaban ko po sila.
Tapos sa Letran ka napunta?
Ano po, syempre po, kung iisipin din natin, may mga kapatid ako na kasama, which is si Shaina.
Yes.
Yung pinaka-punot dulo talaga ng lahat ng yun, kung bakit nag-push din ako sa Letran, is para hindi rin maisip na sumasabit lang ako sa kapatid ko. Yung pangalan niya is may pangalan na talaga siya ever since.
Okay.
Ako po yung
Ganun pala, okay.
naiiwan din. Hanggang sa may opportunity na dumating sa akin, which is kay Coach Mike. Doon ko po parang kinuha yung lakas ng loob ko na, dito na lang ako sa Letran. Si Mama ayaw po sa Letran kasi parang hindi daw po maayos. Tapos sabi ko, ano yan, ilalaban ko yan kasi Letran yan eh. Diyan ko din parang sinabi na kaya kong gumawa ng sarili kong pangalan ng hindi ko na kinakailangan ng ibang kapatid.
So talagang pinili mo itong Letran. Talagang linaban mo na dito ka mag-aaral at stay. Okay.
Siyempre, kailangan ko gumawa ng sarili kong pangalan and hindi ko papatunayan sa ibang tao na dahil lang nandun ako sa Adamson is dahil kay Shaina or kahit kay Kio Marcus.
Wow. So now, nandito ka sa Letran. Sinabi nga kanina ni Gia na ang turo sa inyo ni Coach O, it's not just about yung sports. Dapat yung character nyo rin at yung gagawin nyo after your volleyball career. Anong tinitake mo na course dito sa Letran?
BSB Marketing po.
Marketing. Kung hindi ka player, ano sa tingin mo yung gagawin mo?
Siguro parang mas ipupush ko yung maging coach.
Wow!
If
So
ever
may
na.
interest ka pala maging coach, ha? Wow.
Kasi parang gusto ko din na may matulungan na ibang bata na galing lang sa start. Kasi doon nga yung parang nakaranas din ako na minamalit ng bawat ibang tao.
Okay.
Which is mag-help ako sa kanila para mag-improve. And syempre, hindi lang basta sa skills, dapat sa na rin, attitude, character ng player.
Okay, kinikilala ka bilang stare-down queen ng NCAA. Saan ba nakukuha ni Judiel Nitura ang kanyang tapang at yung pusong palaban mo sa loob ng volleyball court?
Nasanay na lang din po kay Coach O. Mas ginugusto ko po siyang pakinggan kahit sobrang yung ibang tingin sa kanya parang OA na. Pero para sa akin okay siya kasi dun ko siya nakikita na mas gusto niya mag-improve kami.
Okay, Judiel, sino ba yung mga players o team sa NCAA na talagang nag-motivate sa'yo at hindi ka pumayag na matrastokan ka or yung teammates mo, ano ba yung may ikikwento mo?
If sa teams po, siguro yung perps ngayon.
Okay.
Kasi nung napanood ko po sila nung last week, maganda na talaga yung ginagalaw nila eh. Talagang alam nila kung paano sila kikilos as a team. So nung nag-aaral ako nung time na nanonood ako, parang nakikita kong parang sobrang grabe na sila, yung improvement nila. At saka yung middle din, si Bedanya, yan yung parang tina-target ko rin sa lahat. Kasi siya yung highest pointer po ata sa perps. And yung isang open hitter, which is inaaral ko rin.
Si Umipon?
Yung rookie po. Yung rookie po yung maangat ngayon sa kanila.
Alam natin sa volleyball, hindi nawawala to at nagbibigay rin ng kulay sa laro, yung trash talkan sa net. Ano ba yung pinakamalalang trash talk moment na experience mo dito sa NCAA at ano ang ginawa mo?
Last season yung EYAC at saka yung Mapua.
Okay, ano nangyari doon?
Yung sa EYAC, syempre di talaga ako pumayag na iabangan talaga yung isa sa teammates ko.
Anong sinabi?
Ano lang parang asar lang talaga siya, pero kahit wala pong sabihin. Pero makikita mo sa actions nila na nagyayabang talaga. Doon ko siya parang napatulan. Kaya ko sila pinalakpakan. Kasi hindi nila na-block yung papaluin ko.
Okay.
Tapos yung sa Mapua naman po, sila yung tinuro ni Roxy, which is parang off na po talaga kami nun. Doon lang ako parang humugot pa ng lakas na, sige, abangan mo kami ha. O go. Adi, ayun. Pinatulan ko na din.
Well, I think sa isang team, kailangan ng balance, di ba? Kailangan, sa basketball nga, kailangan ng enforcer or yun nga, yung matapang. At para sa Letran, I think yun yung isa sa mga pinoprovide mo, isa sa mga roles mo. Okay, para sa aking huling tanong, Judiel, kasi syempre, umabot na kayo sa finals last season. This year, yun na yung expectation. Letran is one of the contenders. Para sa'yo, ano yung nagbago sa Letran Lady Knights that this time, kaya nilang makamit yung championship?
Siguro nagsistart siya sa coaches namin. Kasi nagmula talaga sila nung time na si Coach Orin talaga yung pumasok sa amin. Parang na-build talaga yung character ng bawat isa sa amin. And doon naging mas naging maayos kami as individual and as a team. Susunod lang din kami. And doon namin parang mas lalong i-guide yung mga bata sa loob para mas lalong umayos. And by the time na sila naman yung tumatanda na and sila na yung nagiging ates, alam na po nila kung paano i-handle yung team para hindi magwatak-watak and maging maayos lang lahat.
So ayan po, isa sa mga leading scorers ng NCAA at ng Letran Lady Knights and possible future coach. Up next, we'll look into the NBA play-in situation. So you can keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. So here we are, the NBA's version of the wild card round. And the West play-in has officially entered absolute chaos mode. We've got Golden State, we've got Dallas, we've got Sacramento, and New Orleans. 4 teams, 2 spots, and exactly 0 margin for error. Let's start with Sunday's chaos. The LA Clippers, after years of April heartbreak, decided that they were done with the play-in life. They took down Golden State in overtime. Clutch win, clutch timing, and locked in the number 5 seed. That single result flipped the entire bottom half of the West bracket on its head. And now, it's the Warriors. Yes, Steph Curry's Warriors. Back in the play-in like it's 2021 all over again. Only this time, There's no LeBron turnaround fadeaway to worry about. It's worse. They might have to go through Klay Thompson in Dallas. The Warriors, not so lucky. Now, for a team that's carried the last decade of basketball and built a dynasty out of ball movement and chaos, this feels kind of surreal. They're headed to the play-in round. Yes, Steph Curry and the Warriors in the same survival mode against the 41-win Magic. Welcome to 2025, folks. But back to the Clippers for a second. Kawhi is surprisingly healthy. Knock on every piece of wood in LA though. And Paul George, well, he's not there anymore, okay? He's in the Sixers. Their reward, a brutal first-round clash with the 4 seed. Who will dive into part 2? So let's talk about the real reshuffle here. The Lakers traded Anthony Davis to Dallas in what might be the most seismic in-season swap we've seen since Boston's KG and Ray situation. And in return, they got Luka Doncic. Now, he's running pick and rolls in purple and gold with Austin Reeves spotting up and Rui cutting baseline. It's not the super team we expected, but it might be the chaos team we deserve. And here's the twist. Dallas, well, kind of got better except Kyrie got injured. And with AD and Klay in Big D, the Mavericks are more balanced on paper. So you've got AD anchoring the defense, Klay bringing the shooting, the experience, and the I've been there edge. So Luka's gone, but this team might actually be more playoff sustainable. Fewer step backs, more rim protection, and they're deeper, they're hungrier, and don't forget Klay in a revenge series against Golden State. You can inject that into my veins. So yes, the Golden State Warriors are in the play-in, but Dallas, they're in there, and they could meet Golden State if Golden State does not win against Memphis, okay? They've got momentum, they got defensive versatility, and they've got a Klay Thompson who would absolutely love to end his old team's season. But let's not forget Houston, because yon yung makakalaban ng Golden State kung makapasok sila if they beat Memphis in the first game in the play-in. Houston, Jalen Green, he found consistency. Jabari Smith Jr., he stepped up. And Ime Udoka's got the squad playing defense like it's the early 2000s. And that's a team that nobody wants in a 7-gamer. They'll be facing the winner of the first play-in matchup, which is, of course, could be Golden State. Again, they have to play Memphis. Which brings us to the format. Golden State and the other play-in squad in the West will both get 2 cracks at it. Think of it like this. You win your first game, you're in. That's the mindset of Golden State. Lose the first, but win the second, you can still sneak into the 8th seed, where you can face OKC. But if you lose twice, you're gone. You're fishing. Steph might be one bad shooting night away from watching the playoffs from his Napa wine cellar. Now, there's one team we haven't talked about yet. The top seed in the West, but we're saving that for part 2. But let's just say, it's not Denver. I said it already. They're not far behind. The bottom line, this is not the playoff bracket that we thought we'd get in October. The Warriors are in a dogfight. Ayan po, Memphis ang kalaban. Okay? The Mavs are no longer Luka's team. They're ADs now. And somehow the Lakers, yes, always the headline Lakers are now Luka's canvas. Congratulations to JJ Redick. A new kind of showdown. Or maybe they're just a ticking time bomb. The West is super stacked. The matchups are messy and the storylines, let's just say, HBO should be, and maybe they are filming this. And guess what? We haven't even talked about the East yet. That's part 2. Stay ahead of the game as the battle for the playoffs heats up with high-stakes games. And here's your breakdown for the play-in matchups. And that wraps up tonight's preview, so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Before we go, think on this. From Northern Irish professional golfer and 5-time major champion, he is one of 6 men to complete the modern career Grand Slam and the only European to do so. Rory McIlroy once said, "It's not always about the results, it's about the journey." And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport right here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This has been Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.